everybody, it's Kathleen with Easy Breezy Creations. I'm bored, so we're gonna wait a few minutes to see if anybody jumps on and says hi with me. But I got a couple of things I want to play with today. Hope somebody wants to play with me. Hi everybody. Just gonna wait a few minutes. Got a couple of things, like I said, that I want to work on today. I've got a wreath I want to do. Hi, Christina. Thank you for joining. I'm bored. I'm tired of this social distancing, staying in my house stuff. I'm over it. But we're going to play today. So I'm kind of excited. I don't know, Christina, if you saw where we did that new stencil. So we have a new stencil maker. Hi, Rose. We're going to play today. I'm going to start with showing y'all a sign that I'm going to make real quick. And then we're going to move into a wreath. And I have most of it prepped. So we're going to get started. I'll explain as we're going in. So if you go to our page, my daughter has done like a step-by-step tutorial. What I have going on is it's from Ikon Art. It's basically a stencil maker kit. So it's pretty cool. Hi Bree. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you how to use the stencil that she made. Like I said, the step-by-step is on there. And then I'm going to use this sign after it dries for the wreath that I'm creating. So let's see if I can do this, because Bree didn't show me how to get this stuff off the bat. So this ought to be, you know, interesting. But you're going to just pull this off if you can, because if you're like me, you're not really good at it. So there's like, you'll see, there's like a blue piece and then this clear plastic piece. Just pull that off. Set it off to the side. Now I did this wood. All I did was I got the wood from Walmart, did the crackle technique on it because I wanted to have that woodsy look, and I'm just going to, because this has like a little bit of adhesive, so I'm just going to set this down right where I want it, make sure it's good and straight, and there we go. Here we go. Gonna just, hi Luana. So just smooth this out, get as much of it, get it nice and even. Doesn't really stick, but you want to make sure it's down there, okay? So I'm gonna make this one kind of simple, nothing real over the top, just nice simple colors, because you want to keep it wet. That's the thing, making sure that you keep this wet as you do this. So really quick, like the hardest part's going to be down here. I just want to make sure I'm getting all of this good and in there, good and saturated, making sure it's all good and covered, because I want 3 different colors happening here. That's when it takes a little bit more time when that happens. Oops. Don't worry about if you go over the edge. Y'all have all done stencils before, you know how it goes. Just make sure you're getting all of the area covered for that particular color that you want. And then we'll get into our wreath here in just a second. I just got to hurry up on this before it all dries. And like I said, hopefully it all comes out, because I've never done this. This is Bree's thing. She makes all my signs for me. But she says it's easy, so we're going to find out if it actually is, or she's lying to me. Just making sure all of your edges are covered. know it's kind of a hot mess right now. Fingers crossed this works. If not, I'll just wipe it off. It's no big deal, and we'll do it again later. So let's see. Not too bad. I'll go in and touch it up and see what it says. My rules with the rooster in the middle. And y'all excuse me, I'm just going to set this in the water so it doesn't dry, and I'll come back and do the wreath. Hold on. All right. That was easy. And I'll set this off to the side, and I'll go in and touch up the rooster a little bit. He didn't get as dark as I wanted, but again, there y'all go. Just the stencil, my roost, my rules. We'll get it all fixed. So with that being said, y'all should be able to figure out what I'm doing today. So I've already basically got everything going. Hopefully y'all can see. We're going to use the Unique in the Creek large board. Hi, Nicole. I'm glad you still have that angel. I know. Can't go to any craft fairs. Everything's shut down. Alright, so here's the large Unique in the Creek board. I've already got it all preloaded, and I've got some of them started because I was kind of testing what I wanted to do. I've cut all of my mesh. It's 10-inch mesh. I've cut it at 15 inches. And then that way I could do like a ruffle and show you what we got going on, okay? So all I do when I do mine, I know everybody does it different, but I do mine with the roll up. Just because I would burn the ends, but I'm not doing a cruffle, but I still kind of fold over the ends, okay? And then you're just going to scrunch up the middle with your fingers on either side, just making this nice little accordion coming up. And I've got most of these done, but I just kind of want to show y'all what I did. So normally you would make like a little bow, but I'm not doing that. Of course not, because do I ever? So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take mine and just kind of fold it over, making sure that they're kind of even, and make like a little pinch, okay? Y'all about to hear my dog go off. Neighbors are coming home, sorry. So then it gives you this little ruffle like this, okay? Now, I'm going in every cell. When? Stop. So I'm going to just go in. I've got it laid out. Now I've already got all of my ribbon cut. Okay, so I'm doing browns. I'm doing these yellow, kind of like a burnt yellow, and I'm doing this black and white check. I also have this real pretty rooster ribbon, and I'll explain what I had to do there because I don't like all of my roosters going the wrong way. So we're going to alternate here. Scrunch right in the middle, making sure it's good and even. I know, a long time no see for anybody. Thank you for watching me create. Yeah, I have, I'm not going to fib. After Christmas, I was so burnt out, and I just couldn't do it. I just needed to step away from the creative nonsense. Let's just put it that way. So this one I'm doing something different because I also have this wire. I saw Lori use this once. So all I did was just cut this wire. Now my ribbons are cut at 14 inches, but I cut this wire at 8. because I'm only using half of it, and I folded up basically 1 inch on each end. Okay, that would fold over so it's not poking me, and then just kind of bunch the end like this, because I kind of want this to be right smack dab in the middle of my ribbons. And I know I probably should have, you know, loaded all of this early, but kind of wanted y'all to see what I was doing. Oh, so then you got the brown going on the outside. You got this in the middle. And it just kind of makes a fun little look. Let's see if y'all can see it. See what I'm saying? That's another one for the end. So we're just going to stick this in here. And some of you may notice that I kind of, I painted my board on this one. The main reason I did that was because I'm waiting on an order for like some poly burlap. So unfortunately, when you're using the thinner value mesh, it doesn't quite cover as well. So you have to get a little more creative per se. So I painted it the color of the background so you wouldn't see through it. It's the easiest way of putting it. So I have this. Let's add our chicken wire, because how can you have a roost with no chicken wire, right? So again, I layered it. I put the brown on the bottom. So I got the hybrid. So I put the brown on the bottom, and then in the middle you've got the chicken wire, and then I'm putting the black. Now I'm alternating. I've got the rooster here with no wire, and then I'm gonna do, and you saw the yellow. So every other one basically is done with the rooster, and then I'm alternating the yellow, the black and white, the yellow, the black and white, just to give it some texture. Anybody that's watched me before knows that I am a stickler on textures. And I'll go back and finish all these. With the chicken wire, it kind of pushes them down, flops them out, but it's okay. Got my zip tie gun handy. Hi, Lori. Does anybody have any questions so far of what I'm doing? It's pretty simple of a technique. But it does give you, the, like I said, the opportunity to just do something different. Everybody's making flowers right now, which is fine because I know it's Mother's Day coming up and flowers are a big thing. I don't want to make a flower right now. All right, so we've got the mesh going in. We've got the chicken wire going in. Make sure it's in the middle. Oops, look, y'all almost let me forget my brown piece. So brown. Chicken wire. What's everybody doing? Anything fun while they're staying at home? Anybody been Zoom calling anybody? I know with Easter and everything, most of our church functions and anything and everything that you want to do, you're having to do through a computer, Skype, Zoom, FaceTime. Again, for the sake of time, I'm not really going to worry about. Can y'all see the pattern? Do you see what I'm going for yet? Miss Jennifer, who's watching, knows I'm a big fan. You're making homemade jambalaya? So my daughter's making homemade jambalaya. We should all be at her house eating. Well, I guess she could pass it out the door since we're not actually allowed to social gather. And again, I did this chicken wire earlier because I'm not going to lie, it was a little more complicated to do than I anticipated. Getting it bent and formed. I mean, it's metal, so it's wire, so you can do just about whatever you want to with it, but it kept poking me. Should have wore gloves. I don't know how farmers feel. So you're just making sure that all of your ends are in. Okay, just to ensure that everything's good and covered. How many of y'all are noticing I'm using my zip tie gun? I know, it's a big deal for me. All right, so we're going on. So row 1 I didn't do. That's your outside row for anybody that's used to this board. I went straight into row 2 and did every other hole. Now, depending on how well this covers, I may go back. I'm not real sure. But I did want it to be real thick, real heavy. And I'm thinking later I might go in and add some greenery, which is another reason why I stuck the holes in there. But I wasn't sure yet. This is my first rusticy wreath, so. All right. So now we're going to do the next layer of holes coming in. So remember, we're going to alternate around. So we have the mesh. Now, for anybody that knows, like the roosters basically come, you know, like this. This is the rooster ribbon. So if I were to fold this ribbon in half and bend it, so what ends up happening? I have upside down roosters, right? So all I did was I cut them at 7 inches straight across. I went ahead and dovetailed the ends because I want my roosters to all be going the same way. Okay? So lay them down, kind of a little bit overlapping each other like this, and just kind of scrunch across the top. And it's going to give you the same effect on your ribbon as if you'd have done it the other way, but now all of your roosters are going the right way. So if you ever have any ribbon that has a print like that, say Christmas, I know a lot of it says like Merry Christmas or Joy or whatever, just know that you can do that to your ribbon. Cut it in half and flip it. All right. Can't believe my zip tie gun's actually working today, guys. How many times have y'all watched me try to do this and it not work? So we're going to just turn. I'm going to go ahead and scrunch another one for those of you that just jumped on. I know there's not a whole lot of people watching, which is fine. It's been a long, long time since I've done a live consistently. But I do have a lot of things in the work right now. So you should see me quite a bit. I actually have another one that I've already cut everything for. It's another sign that Bree made for me. With everything that's going on, I'm doing a play off that meme that was on Facebook, and it said, April distance, spring's May existence. So I'm making a wreath off of that sign. Kind of flowery, fun. So that'll be coming up. Hey, Caitlin. Thanks everybody for jumping in. Again, all I'm doing is just folding over the ruffle. Kind of gives it a little more thickness, especially when you're using a thinner, like a value mesh, because it helps give that board that coverage. And as everybody knows, places like Craft Outlet, they were, they're limited on what they're doing because they, with the virus, they had to shut down for a while. Deco Exchange is running out of a lot of stuff because nobody can go to stores and buy anything. So that's leaving all of us basically fighting to get material. Also, when you've got everybody stuck at home and all of us are trying to get the same thing, guess what happens? Doesn't end well. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put in the brown. So you got to start using your backup. So I had a lot of this value mesh because I get a lot of my stuff from Paper Mart. And you've got a problem when even Paper Mart sells out. But they're in California, and I'm not sure if they sold out or if they've actually shut their site down. Plus, California's got a lot more restrictions than the rest of us do. All right, so got all of it in there. Got your mesh tucked in. Got all your ribbons, your wire, and you just pull it all together like this. So then you end up with all of your ribbon layers in here. Pull it really good and tight, and it holds it in. So that's one of the reasons I went ahead and prepped it closed, to make it a little bit easier for me. And then I'll come back and you'll fluff them all. So this one is going to be, oh look, they're sticking, yay me. This next one right here is going to be another rooster. Anybody have any questions? Other than Bree, who's already told us, anybody got wonderful dinner plans or anything? Making something yummy? Okay, again, you want to ruffle and make sure that your roosters are all going the same way. Now this one is just your mesh and your ribbon. And you can go back and do this afterwards. I just don't want this slipping out. So that's why I'm doing it now. A lot of people do that. They'll save it to the end. Okay. Nobody has anything major cooking? Are we all like over it and we're just ordering out all the time? If for nothing else, I need this to end because I'm tired of cooking. Who's ready to just go sit down once you're safe? To just go sit down in a restaurant and let somebody else cook for you? I mean, my goodness. I used to crave a home-cooked meal. Hey, Ginger. Okay, we've got it all scrunched up and tucked in there. And I kind of like having the wire in the middle. Just, I don't know, to me it just adds something. I'm weird, but it's okay. Most of y'all know that about me. All right, so we're to this one, so we're back to the rooster. And this isn't a really, if you get everything kind of folded and done in advance, this is a quick and easy one to knock out. So you just scrunch again. And I'll probably have to cut some more ribbon because I always do the outside layers and I don't worry about the two inside because I'm not real sure if it's going to be needed. And because the sign's really not dry yet, we won't really be able to finish the wreath, but you'll get the general idea. So we're back to alternating. Says the house was so quiet today. I mean, there's just times that I love staying home. I love the quiet. But now I'm just like, I need people. All right, going into this one, so we've got the rooster, the yellow, the rooster, the black. So it'll be the rooster back to the yellow. So you're gonna put your ruffled mesh in. Remember, you're gonna go brown to give it your first set of ribbons that are spread out. Then you're gonna put the wire in. You missed the sign. I'll have to touch it up. I didn't go thick enough, Bree, because it was crackle. So I didn't think about having to really load it on there because of the crackle. So I'll have to touch it up. Remember, you're the sign person. I explained that to them at the very beginning. You are the sign lady. I just tag along. And if your wire one that's in the middle is not laying right, you don't have to worry about it because you just go right ahead and adjust it. Yes, go to Walgreens. But be safe while you're there. That's my go-to. I have a Walgreens right next door. And anything and everything I could possibly want, they have it, so. Right, so we're right here. Remember, we're still on row 3. Now we've got back to the rooster. And just shut it. And if your mesh gets caught in it, pull it out. Bree, if we keep making all these stencils, I'm going to have to keep buying more supplies. Start putting them on some cups. So what do y'all think so far? What do you think about the look? Something fun, something different. Okay, we're going right in here, so it'll be my last brown one that I have cut. So, This goes in, wire, in the middle, oops, whoops, 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 whoops. See, I keep forgetting. Brown. It's not very often that I do 3 layers of wire in one hole. But I tried the chicken wire with the red one that has the actual rooster on it, and you couldn't see it. So, that is true. We put all the designs off on our Etsy page. That way y'all can download them. All right, so this is where we are right now. I need to look first. Kind of like it. It's kind of rustic, fun. I may even go in, y'all know how I am, because this is more of like a country themed wreath, and put where these other holes are, maybe put some, that, yeah, y'all know what I'm saying, trying to think in my brain and I can't get it out. Like the grass bamboo-y stuff. Just to make it look like hay. Just to really give it that country vibe thing. I usually cut up like a grass skirt from the Dollar Tree or whatever. Okay, so for those of you who don't know what I mean about preloading the board clothes, that's why I left these last ones. Okay, so I'm going to go right into, we did row 1, we skipped, we did row 2 and row 3. This is going to be row 4. It even has a number on it. And we're just going to go in and we're going to load every hole super quick. And then I'll go in and close them. So the boards are made for you to use zip ties. You can use pipe cleaners, whatever. Whatever you're more comfortable with. With this particular one, because I had so much going on, I did go ahead and use the zip ties because I wanted to make sure that nothing. Sorry about that. I had a phone call. I was trying to kick y'all off. I apologize. Anybody have any questions? You can get these boards. We have a link on our site where you can go. It'll take you straight to the site on our page on Easy Breezy Creations. You can click on the link there. You can also go to uniqueinthecreek.com and order from there. When and if Michael's ever reopens, you can also purchase them there. Use a coupon with it. That way you can get them. It looks like they're pricey. Most of the time the boards run off the website. They run anywhere from $6 to $9, sometimes $11, depending if it's like the horse or something. You go to Michael's and it says like $12.99 to $16.99, but remember you have that 50% off coupon you can use with them, so that's why the price is higher. Same board, same quality, so it's really not that big a deal where you get them from, but it really does make life simple. And it's made from recycled yogurt containers. So, all right, so this is where I'm going to leave it up to y'all. So I've got all of this ribbon on the outside. So I was thinking of doing a layer in here with no ribbon, because there's going to be a sign and a bow. What do y'all think? Ribbon or no ribbon? No suggestions? I guess I'm gonna wing it. Nobody wants to give me input. I think I'm gonna do it with no ribbons, so it doesn't look quite as cluttered. Bree, what are you trying to... Oh, ribbon. You're saying with ribbon. It came out, welp, akol. You're speaking another language. So you're thinking with ribbon? Because remember, you're going to have the sign. It's going to go right here. So you're really not going to see the other ribbons. And then I've got this really, really pretty bow. Look at my bow. That I'm going to put right up here up top. So do you think we need the ribbon? Then no ribbon. Oh, you meant welp, okay. And I'm just going to take these in. I've already got them loaded. We already got them made. Just make sure it's kind of covering. I love this ribbon because it kind of gives you that effect of like, I don't know, hay anyway. It's got just a touch of spark. Just gonna keep rolling it around. And this is another reason I like this board, because once you have all of these ruffles done, and by doing this ruffle and it folded under like that, you don't really have to worry about the edges or any fraying, which is what I really like. Look, now it doesn't want to work. See? Told y'all. Me and this stupid thing. Well, we almost got through alive with it playing nice. Just cut off all of your zip tie ends. So you can see where every layer is going on top of the one prior to it. That you're not ending up with any of your zip ties showing, even with the thinner mesh. You see? So you're covering up the previous layer. All right, so now we're going to just put the last 4 in the middle just to give it that fullness that we need. Now remember, the middle's going to be covered with the sign, so the very center I'm not so much worried about. But I don't want to take the chance of any of this edge showing. And again, you can tell I painted the board, but I didn't need to. I was concerned about with this mesh being so thin that you were going to be able to see the board, but it wasn't even an issue. And I would have rather played it safe and been prepared for it than to take my chance and get everything on here and start noticing that I can see the gray board. Okay, so your last 4 going in. Got to make 2 of them. And then once you get done, if you look at it and you get the sign on, you haven't like actually closed up the hole. So if you decide that you do want to go back in and add ribbon to where it is, and you, there's like empty spaces or whatever, you can feed 2, 3 zip ties through one hole. So it's not like if we made this decision, we're stuck with it for life. Because we're not. Okay? So I'm not going to worry about putting a rubber band on this one because it's going straight in. Any questions from anybody? Like I said, I know it was kind of an impromptu, last minute, let's see what we want to do type thing. Zip tie gun's working again. Last one, getting ready to go in. Just fold it over. Again, you just want to make sure that your edges are kind of even right there. See how I'm just kind of folding one in front of the other? And always try to fold the same direction. I'm right-handed, so I always go right over left. And then you just scrunch it at the top, and it makes like a little, and that's what's going in your zip tie. Okay? You're just putting that edge straight into your zip tie. Allowing enough from the other end that it's good and secure in there. It's not going to come out. And then it's good and tight. Okay? Just fluffing a little bit, guys. Sorry. Some of the ribbon decided to hide on me. Okay. So, this is what it is. Finished, done. Well, I'm done too. So this is the wreath right here. So, like I was saying, the sign's still got to dry. It's not completely dry yet from what we were doing. See? So this sign is going to go right here, right in the middle. So you'll have just a little bit. So it's a little bit off center right there. See, right down here. And then I'm going to take this bow and we'll just lay it in here for now. And this is where the bow's going to be so that everybody can kind of get an idea. And this is what it's going to look like. What do you think? I just can't attach the bow yet and fluff it until Everybody like it? That's really all I wanted to share with y'all tonight. Just, you know, any questions? It is a distressed looking sign. I did the crackle effect, but I've also found out that with the crackle effect, you've really got to push the paint into the stencils, which I was not aware of. So it's okay. I can make it work. Any other questions? Okay. If nobody has any questions, once this sign dries, I'm going to touch it up again just a little bit. And I'll put it on there and I'll post it. But if you have no other questions, then I'm going to say bye. And thank you for stopping in and let me not be quite so bored. And I will probably go live again tomorrow to do the April distance brings May existence wreath. So look forward to that one, okay? Thanks, guys. Thanks for stopping in. Thank you. Bye-bye.